Podcast number 104. As we continue with our study of improvised melodies, we will add in auxiliary notes. An auxiliary tone is a note played after the main note. For now, we're using the chord tones, played one step higher or lower than that note, and then returning to the main note. I will play all the possibilities now. Against the C major chord, the first note, the root C. So I will play now C, go up a step to D, and then back to C. And then I will play C down a step to B and back to C. I will do each one with a few different rhythms so you get some different effects. First C, D, C, and then C, B, C. Now I will play a figure using both auxiliary notes. As before, pay careful attention to the sound of each note, the sound of the chord tone, and then the non-chord tone. The non-chord tone will have more emotion. Now the third of the C chord, E, I will play E, F, E, and then E, D, E. And now the fifth of the C chord, G. This will be G, A, G, and then G, F, G. Now for the F chord, the note F, the root of the F chord. We will go F, G, F, and then F, E, F. For the third of the F chord, the note A, we will go A, B, A, and then A, G, A. And for the fifth of the F chord, the note is C. C is the same note as the root of the C chord. So for the two chords we are using for our example, C and F, we have one common note, C. I'll do it one more time, C, D, C, and C, B, C. Now I will play an example mixing everything we've done up to this point. In other words, we have chord tones, passing tones, and now we have auxiliary tones. And then I will make a backing track. Actually, I'll make a few backing tracks for you using the same chords, C to F, but this time I will add in guitar, bass, and drums. So you can use these backing tracks to play along with playing the chord tones, the passing tones, the auxiliary tones, or just be free. Just experiment. But I would recommend focusing on which type of technique you are using. So if you are stressing the chord tone, think about it. If you are stressing the passing tone or the auxiliary tone, really think about the sound and really listen to the color of each note. Sometimes when people improvise, they do not focus on the notes, but more on finger patterns or speed over content. In all my previous podcasts, whenever I analyze a song, I try and really highlight where the composer uses a certain interval or chord tone or non-chord tone to portray the meaning and emotion of the lyric being sung. Now I will play the example that uses the C and the F chord back and forth using chord tones, passing tones, and auxiliary tones to create the melody. Now I've made 3 backing tracks, one slow, one medium, and one fast, all using C and F, the 2 chords that we've used so far, and use the techniques we've talked about up to this point. On the second and third one, I played the chords 2 measures each, in other words, 8 beats, to give you time to experiment with the different tone colors. And as most bass players do, I emphasize the root of each chord. Also, for ear training purposes, that's a great way to hear chord changes, to listen to the bass. The bass is so important. It anchors the harmony with, most bass players will play the root and then either a pattern or a bass line connecting to the next chord. Working mainly with the drummer, especially the foot pedal of the bass drum. The bass is the link between the harmony and the rhythm. So now improvise as many melodies as you can. With only 2 chords, the possibilities are limitless because you'll see as you play along, the background rhythm will influence you on your choice of notes and the rhythm you play. Imagine how many melodies you can create as we start adding in more techniques and more chords. It will be infinity. So now here are the 3 backing tracks. In our next episode, we will add in the appoggiatura, one of the most emotional notes in music. Thank you so much for listening. I'd like to leave you with this quote by M. Sharma. Infinite emotions, one solution. Music holds the power to all. Thank you so much. Take care. Joe.